Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be on a very interesting Casio G-Shock. I think this is the coolest G-Shock I've ever seen. And I've seen a few videos of this online, but I thought I'd throw my opinion into the mix because I did get both versions, the blue and the white one. So we'll start off by unboxing the blue one. You can see that Casio here, they kind of go with a more environmental friendly approach with a lot of their watches in terms of the box. I'm sure it cuts down on cost and it's more environmentally friendly, of course. So as I unbox this, I'm going to be talking about a little bit more about the details of this G-Shock. So this G-Shock is only available in Asia. I don't know why, but for some reason, you know, it's available in Japan, and I know it's available in Taiwan and India and probably China, but for some reason they decided to skip over North America. I'm not too sure why. But this is the watch I'm talking about. So this is a Casio G-Shock, and it's just so different from other G-Shocks. So you can see the original tag is still on there in Japanese. That's the model number. You can see the price. It's about $250 Canadian right now, but the exchange rate for Japanese yen has been fluctuating. So about $250, a bit more expensive, I think, than your typical G-Shock, but I think it's worth it. It's such a different watch. It's really unique. So these G-Shocks, and actually, wait, let me get the second one. So this is the blue one, and this is the white one. And you can tell that this blue one I'm probably gonna sell because I bought both. I wasn't sure which one I wanted, and ended up, I'm gonna keep the white one. So what is this watch? These are G-Shocks, this is Casio. This type of watch in the lineup is known as the Casio. And the reason why they call that is because there is a much higher end watch called the AP Royal Oak. The brand is called AP, and then the subline is Royal Oak. That watch has an octagonal case, and as you can see here, these watches also have an octagonal case. So let me move these boxes aside, just focus on these two watches. So this type of watch, this type of G-Shock is famously known as the Casio. Honestly, I actually don't like Casio in general. I find them pretty big and bulky. They just don't go with my profile. You know, I have a pretty slim wrist. I'm much more of a slimmer build. So actually, I bought a Casio before, but I returned it. But this one is just so much different. So let's focus on the white one first. So again, the design of this watch is meant to mimic like manga, which for those of you who don't know, it's basically like Japanese comic books. So it kind of gives you that hand-drawn 2D black and white style. And it looks really cool. Like, I hope the camera can pick it up, but like if you look at it like this, it almost looks like I'm holding like a piece of paper. It looks 2D, and I think that's so cool. I've never seen a watch that can create that 2D look as well as this one. I'll also bring out the blue one. I think the blue one, it's not as popular as the white one, and I can see why, because I don't think, oh, and there's also a carbon core guard. That's pretty typical. I think all G-Shocks have that. The blue one doesn't show off that like 2D effect as well. Now the blue is interesting. You don't really see blue watches as much as a white or a black or a gray watch, but you know, definitely this white one. This is the cool one, and I like that yellow accent. But yeah, let's go into looking at that dial. So the layout of this watch is, again, it's like the other Casio G-Shocks. You have your days of the week, you have the negative display, you have a bunch of different functions, which I'm not going to go into because, you know, honestly, it took me like 20 minutes to set up this watch in terms of the secondary time and the day of the week. All you got to know is that it works just like a G-Shock. What's cool is that it's like there's a speech bubble, and what are we on? We're on Sunday right now. So the day of the week indicator is a speech bubble. The minute hand is a accented yellow. It's the only yellow on this watch. And then that negative display. So I know, you know, negative displays, they're kind of hard to read. But honestly, I think it's because this dial is white. The camera doesn't pick it up that well, but it's actually pretty easy to read in most lighting situations. And if you can't read it, there's that backlight, which actually works pretty well. So again, all the functions are similar to a Casio. They just kind of put this manga theme behind it as well. So remember that price point, 25,300 yen, which is about, you know, 250 Canadian right now, a little bit less, maybe like 220, 230. This watch is still on the budget side of things. So in terms of the materials, you know, this is like a plastic case. This is it's not rubber. I would say it's also almost a plastic strap. So, and there is a stainless steel back though, fortunately, and you can see there's a little bit of a special case back because this is the manga edition. But yeah, keep in mind that a lot of these Casiokes, not just this one, you know, the materials aren't premium. They don't feel super cheap, but you know, there's a carbon core guard, I guess, but it doesn't feel super premium. So keep that in mind. And, you know, unfortunately, because this watch is so limited in availability, you can buy these, you have to buy them for almost like double or even triple the price, which sucks because really, you know, full disclaimer, I bought this watch for like 500 Canadian dollars and it doesn't feel like a $500 Canadian watch. But again, that's just supply and demand. There's just not that many of them and it just looks really cool. And the movement, really, I'm not sure what the movement is here. Really doesn't matter, like not really, because the most important thing is like it's a reliable Casio. You know, Casios are pretty reliable in terms of their quartz movements. I mean, they only sell quartz movements, so I wouldn't worry too much about, you know, the durability of the movement. Maybe be slightly concerned about the longevity. Like I don't know how long this strap will last. You can see there is a quick release spring bars, but you know, you definitely have to have this watch on the original strap. Otherwise it just, you know, doesn't complete the look. All right, and here's the watch on my 7-inch wrist. Sorry, 6-inch wrist. My wrist is really small. So you can see why I didn't like G-Shocks by default, because they're pretty big. Yeah, if you have small wrists, there are women's sizes for the G-Shocks, but this one is only in the men's size. So I'll put the specs in the video description so you can see the height, the lug to lug, case size, things like that. But just know that this is a pretty bulky watch, just like other G-Shocks. I don't know why though, like for other colors, I don't like the size, but for the white one, I don't mind it too much. Maybe it's just because I like the design so much, but yeah, it's super lightweight, you know, because of that plastic case, the plastic strap. You know, it doesn't feel heavy, but it is a little bit on the bulky side. And I'm pretty sure I've like banged this against like the desk or a door frame just because I'm not used to the increase in width of, or increase in radius of my wrist. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Does it look good? Does it look too big? Honestly, who cares? Because it looks so cool. All right, so last thing I want to talk about for this video is it worth it at its current price, at the current resale price? And who is this for? So like I said, these go for 25,000 yen, which right now is like 220 Canadian dollars. I bought this for like 500 and I bought this one for like 300. And that's kind of, this one can go for up to 400 though. It's a little bit hard to get. Both of them are really hard to get. This one a little bit, this one a lot. So, you know, is it worth that price? Is it worth that resale price? Honestly, I think it is. Which I know sounds weird because usually I don't like reseller prices. I usually don't buy watches that are like significantly upmarked or upsold. But this one's just such a cool watch. And yeah, I just think it's so unique. It's really an eye catcher. And even at that resale price, I mean, obviously I bought it because I thought it was worth it. And I have no intentions of selling the one on the right. The white one will definitely stay in my permanent collection. The one on the left, it still looks nice. I mean, like the contrast, it's like easily legible. You know, something can be said about this cool blue color, but I think I like the white more. And it seems like the market does too, because again, this one sells for like 500 Canadian dollars. So I do think it's worth it, even though it's being severely upmarked. Now, in terms of who this is for, yeah, just the saying again, like these are big watches. Right? These are not small watches. Let me put it back on my wrist again. They are pretty big. So if you have really, really small wrists, like even smaller than mine, which is 6 inches, it might be too big for you because even 6 inches is quite large. Honestly, you don't have to wear this. Sorry, there's like one little loop thing here. You don't have to wear this as like a tool watch. And in fact, I wouldn't wear this as like your beater watch or like the watch that you use when you're like hiking or doing like manual labor. I actually wouldn't wear this this is more of a flashy G-Shock. This is not something you actually want to get banged up, I think. So I would wear this more as for like streetwear. This isn't a watch you want to get destroyed, I think, because you don't want to get that strap changed, because the strap is part of the aesthetic. So yeah, basically it's worth the resale price, I think, and it just looks really cool. Definitely you can wear it on the street. It's super stylish. So anyways, that is all for my video. I hope you guys can find it online. Again, it's a bit tricky. You can find it on some Japanese auction websites or some other places like that, but otherwise it's still a bit hard to get. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my thoughts on these very nice looking Casio G-Shocks. Be sure to subscribe for more videos, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.